Well, we're back from our latest camping venture. Had a great time at both Belknap Hot Springs and MacGyver State Park. Though when we get back, I've got a list now of things I need to work on, and some of it's pretty minor. Had some paint get scuffed on the tongue. I need to touch that up. We had a little issue with the windows and their draining water. I had plugs here in the window, and they were both top and bottom, and we found out on the front that we need to take the bottoms out so the window frames can drain. So I got that done. The gasket, the glue on the gasket was not holding very well. It seems to have restuck now, but so I want to re-glue some of that down. And as you can see, the door's off. So one of the problems we had with the door at MacGyver, it just rained continuously. Everything got wet. The bottom of the door sucked up some water and actually swole up a little bit. It was really hard to open and shut the door. So been working on the door, and I've never finished the inside of the door, so it was time to take it off and work on that. Now that the door's off, I came in and I beveled the bottom so there's more clearance. And then after I got that cleaned up and ready, I have mixed up a batch of the Total Boat penetrating epoxy. I've put the penetrating epoxy on the bottom and then up the door a ways, just because of, again, the moisture we were receiving, and I did all the way around the outside as well. So just any of the outside edges that seem to get damp in continuous rain now has more protection. Now, at this point, I need to go along and fill all the screw holes and where the two boards come together at this seam, and start smoothing all of this out so I can get it painted and actually finished. And I'm also going to work on building the spacers, which are going to be a different thickness than the rest of the trailer, but I need to get those built so that I can get the spacers installed there. But yeah, I mean, the doors needed to be finished. I should not have probably put it on as it was, but we wanted to go camping with the trailer and we needed a door, so it went on. And right now we don't have any camping trips planned at this point, so now it's time to get it in here, get this inside finished, get the spacers made, get it all done, so then I can reinstall it and should not have to take it off again for any kind of repairs. Well, we got the second sand done on the door, and it is now primed. Once the primer dries, I'm probably going to do a light sand on that and then start painting. And I also have all of the window spacers fit and primed, and sanded and primed. So they are ready for their paint as well. So the door is coming together. Hopefully here in just a few more days we'll have this thing back together. I've also made a fairly decent order from Amazon, and this is all stuff for the trailer. For when I start working on my cabinets and additional electrical. I've got these automatic transfer switches. I'm going to be able to plug one end into my inverter and then wire the other into my circuit breaker panel. And then to the two outlets, we're going to run the microwave and the outlet at the end of the dinette off of either the inverter or shore power. And these will be automatic switches, so it'll be really easy to use that. I got a new camp chair to try out. We'll show that later in another video. I've got my 10-pound propane tank with the bracket for it to fit into the tongue box. And there's our heavy-duty drawer glides that are going to be used for the refrigerator freezer. And then switches and other miscellaneous outlets and plugs for the trailer as well. So as soon as I get that door back on, I will start working on cabinets and start really putting that inside together. That'll be exciting. Well, got the first coat of paint on the door. It's looking pretty good. I think I want to do a full 2 more coats of paint, and I'm probably going to sand between each coat. And I also have the first coat of black on the window spacers. So we'll get a couple more coats of paint on this. Then I can reinstall the door, reassemble all the hardware, and move on. And with the stuff we're getting from Amazon for the most recent order, I think I will have everything hopefully by Tuesday or Wednesday of this week that I can take it up to my friend's house to his heated shop so I can do some painting. I did some testing out with one of the brushes I have for a sample of a tree. I think that actually came out pretty good. So I think things are looking pretty good to start finishing the outside of the trailer. So once all the pieces come and I get this door finished and reinstalled, we'll get to painting the graphics on the outside, getting the decals on, getting my rock guard up, getting the toolbox mounted, and if I get all that done, the outside of the trailer will be finished. That'd be exciting. Hopefully that'll happen soon. Well, I think the inside of the door is done. And then on top of the epoxy, I have a coat of primer and 3 full coats of paint. So I'm hoping that this will be enough to seal it up for years to come. I've got the spacers installed around the window. Everything's all tightened down like it's supposed to. It's good to go. I've got all of the handle hardware reinstalled. I think I'm going to let it sit for one more day. The paint is good and dry, but I think I'm going to give it just one more day to cure before I mount it and close it up against the seal. So it's going to stay inside for one more day and we'll get it installed tomorrow. Well, we've got some supplies. We've got some paint and paint brushes. We've got a rock guard to install. We've got a toolbox to install. And my friend Stan's willing to let me bring this up to his heated shop again so I can paint in the warmth and dry of a shop. And I think we're going to tow this thing up there and over the next few days work on getting the graphics painted on the sides, my decals put on, and basically, hopefully, fingers crossed, pretty much finishing the outside. And the door is reinstalled. All put back together. Went on nicely. I do have some touch-up painting to do where some of the white from the inside kind of leaked out, but I kind of expected that. But now the inside's all finished, sealed off, painted, ready for camping. Well, we're back in Stan's shop, working on getting the graphics marked out on the side of the trailer, and then we'll get to some painting. Well, I don't know how well the pencil marks will come out on video, but I've got pretty much everything marked. Got things taped off. Now it's time to, I guess, actually start painting. I have my test pad here that I've messed around with a little bit, and I've got my brushes, and I'm gonna do some testing on this before I just start painting, but we're gonna start putting paint on this. Well, the painting's been going good. Got the graphics now finished on both sides. I've got my Tide wood decals that Dana Signs in Redmond made for us, front and back. And the back, I think, with the way the graphics just kind of end right there at the corner, I think they need to continue. So I've come up with a design, and we're going to work on getting that design painted here on the back. Well, got the back end here painted. Pretty happy with it. I think it flows a little better around the corner. I think it just looked wrong with the mountain ending right there. I think this is a good ending to it. The only other thing I want to do on the outside as far as painting goes is up front here. I've got the Tide wood decal on it. And our window cover is completely bare. I think I'm going to do a quick scene on it just to kind of flow with the rest of the trailer. And I mean, it's a big blank area. I think it needs something. And then we'll start working on the rock guard and the toolbox. Let's hope I drilled these holes right. I got a rock shield. Thankfully, all the holes matched up. I do need to pull all of them out, put caulking in, and then reseal it. Yeah, it all fits. Cool. All right, today we're going to mount the front box onto the trailer. So let's get to it. So we got the box test fitted. Everything's working good there. Now I need to install the propane bracket. We're going to use a 10-pound propane tank in the trailer, since all we're really using it for is the water heater. Now that we have that mounted, we can install this toolbox for the final time. Well, hopefully this footage isn't too bad. My camera ran out of memory card, so I'm doing this on my phone. But we now have the box mounted, bolted down good and tight, ready for some gear. Well, it's been a couple good days here that we've had it here at the shop. Thanks again, Stan, for the use of your heated shop. It was so nice to get the painting done where it was dry. The paint could cure and be out of the weather. Over the last few days, we've got the Tide wood decals front and back. We've got all the painting done. We've got the diamond plate aluminum rock guard. We've got our aluminum tongue box, so we can now store some stuff up in there, including we've got our propane tank mount in there. We've got all the graphics done on the side here. And I also just, don't know how well it'll show up on video, but we just installed the gray tank. It's not hooked up to anything, and it's just capped at the end for now with a temporary rubber cap. But it is installed. It's got the heater pad on it. I'm probably going to build at least a skid plate to go around that. Haven't got to that yet, but haven't even started building it. And once we do some more trailer weight, I now have the tongue scale. And my guess is that the spare tire is going to be being moved from the front to the back. But got a lot of work done the last few days. It's great to see it this far. I mean, I would say other than hooking up the gray tank, the outside is pretty much done. Yeah, I do need to get the rear camera. It's not mounted yet, so I guess the rear camera and finish plumbing the gray tank. But other than that, I think outside is finished. So that's a really good feeling.